In our continuing study on relational perspectives, it is imperative that we address the issues of criticism and rejection. Everyone knows what it feels like to be criticized and rejected, even by the very people in our lives we want to please. We were born and raised in a worldly environment that chooses favorites and rejects seconds. And because nobody can be the best at everything, we all were ignored, overlooked, or rejected at times by parents, teachers, coaches, and friends. Furthermore, because we were born in sin, God also rejected us until we were accepted by Him in Christ at salvation. Since then, we have been the target of Satan, the accuser of the brethren, who never ceases to lie to us about how worthless we are to God and others. In this life, we all have to live with the pain and pressure of rejection. Our responses will determine if the criticism and rejection we occasionally experience in our relationships will contribute to or deter us from spiritual growth. The thoughts and feelings of rejection that often plague us can be major deterrents to our maturity in Christ if we don't learn to handle them positively. Apart from Christ, we all learned early in life to respond to rejection by taking one of three defensive postures. Even as Christians, we can be influenced to react defensively to rejection. However, the biblical approach to rejection is to resist the temptation to defend ourselves. A small percentage of people defend against rejection by buying into the dog-eat-dog world system and learning to compete and scheme to get ahead of the pack. These are the movers and the shakers, people who seek to earn their acceptance and strive for significance through their performance. They feel driven to get on top of every situation because winning is their passport to acceptance and significance. They are characterized by perfectionism and emotional insulation and are plagued by anxiety and stress. Spiritually, the beat-the-system people struggle with the idea of coming under God's authority and have little fellowship with Him. They are prone to controlling and manipulating others and circumstances for their own end, so it is difficult for them to yield control in their lives to God. In our churches, these people jockey to be the chairman of the board or the most influential member on a committee. Their motivation may not always be to serve God in this position, however, but to control their world because their sense of worth is dependent upon it. Beat-the-system controllers are often very insecure. Controlling people's defensive strategy only delays inevitable rejection. Eventually, their ability to control their families, their employees, and their churches diminishes, and they are often replaced by younger, stronger, or more capable controllers. Some survive this midlife crisis, but many who make it to retirement don't enjoy much of it. Studies show that high-powered executives live an average of 9 months after they retire. They can no longer control or manipulate their world, so they die. In our next study, we will look at the other two defensive postures with regard to rejection.